Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Sunday. I'm going to be talking to you today about one of the most controversial subjects in our age, and that is I will be a white male talking about women and dating, the genders, social media, and possibly even sex. I'm going to be talking to you as a friend, okay? I'm going to be telling you how I feel and what I think, and I'm going to be letting random JPEGs roll as I talk. Because I don't know what I'm going to say, other than I'm extremely frustrated, man, and women. Because I know, it's like I had a girlfriend for 2 years, and we broke up like 2 months ago. Before that, I hadn't had a girlfriend in 3 years. And was pretty much primarily focused on just making YouTube videos and working as a trial technician, audiovisual specialist for lawyers, civil lawyers and civil trials. It was a great job. I gave up to do this full time as the world slowly falls apart. And so now that I'm single again and it's 2017, everything is really, really weird. And I want to say that like being money or having money or being rich or being really powerful or being famous has never been something that interested me. It's not what my soul gravitates towards. If I wanted to be rich, I guarantee you I could be rich. If that was what I set my mind to, like, that is what I want. You can work towards that. If you want to be famous, technically, I think I've been running from fame my whole life because, as Brad Pitt said, there are 3 things you'll never be prepared for: life, death, and fame. And once you're famous, you can't go back. And I actually like being pretty anonymous when I go into a place. I like going into a whole room full of people, having nobody know that I'm Star-Lord New Thor 7. It's pretty neat. So, fame's not my thing. And heck, I would say at this point I'm way more powerful than I ever wanted to be. So, the only thing I've ever really wanted is a good woman, one woman, to share my life with and take care of me as I took care of her, protect her as she takes care of me. We grow old together, hopefully have kids, horses, dogs, cats, chickens, not zebras though, because zebra is an animal you cannot domesticate. They can get very violent. Anyway, and so, now I'm like, what the hell, man? It's like the only thing I want in the world. You can't work towards it. The best thing you can do is work on yourself and hope that you attract someone you're equal. And well, I don't know. That hasn't worked out for me so far. Don't get me wrong. I've dated quite a few women in my life. To me, some of the most beautiful women in the world. Super smart, super intelligent, as crazy as I am. It just doesn't work out. Relationships are very tough, especially nowadays. And so, as I am like single, I'm like, all right, it's the summer, and it's 2017. It feels like the world could freaking fall apart any second. You know what I'm saying? And so, I don't know, man. I look at this whole smartphone Tinder world, and I just don't even know where to begin. Because it's like online in the character people try to present themselves, they're very social justice warrior-y, and they're very passionate about the subjects that offend them. And then behind the scenes, it seems like smartphones allowed human beings to be extremely clever about their promiscuity. And so that I say, the day that smartphones pretty much went popular, the word slut was taken out of the books. I mean, man or woman slut. Like, everybody's just doing everybody. It almost feels like, no, that's not true, but it definitely feels like it is much easier for people to just fool around with whoever they want, whenever they want. And I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying that's not my thing, man. And so, nowadays, it's like the case of, I don't even know where I would go to meet the woman I'd be interested in. And I don't want to say that, I'm very picky, but the whole thing is like, I am extremely, totally, and absolutely faithful. I'm like a serial one-woman guy, so I like to have a girlfriend. And that I am totally faithful. So I want my woman, I want to be attracted to her. I want to wake up to her face and feel like the luckiest man on the planet. This is the only woman I'm going to be making love to and getting naked with the rest of my life, hopefully. So I want to be attracted to her. And at times it feels like today, in this very anti-white male media agenda, it feels like if in any way, shape, or form we're like, dude, that woman is attractive, it's like we become objectifiers or misogynists, or it's just like, it's like a sin to find women attractive, which is so bizarre to me, but at the same time, I don't know, a joke that like, dude, how come all the biggest cosplay people in the world are all female? Like if you look at the top 1,000 cosplay players, every single one of them is female. There's not that I'm calling for, dudes to be as equal in cosplay. I'm just saying it's kind of like the state of the art, or the state of the way things are. And to me, the female is the highest form of art on the planet. Like a beautiful woman, and all women are beautiful, but like if I see one that I personally am so attracted to, like literally it stops my brain. I just light up and I'm all happy. And I feel like the 5-year-old in kindergarten who's like, oh my God, what is this feeling? What is going on? And so I love beauty, and I don't feel ashamed for that. And I don't want to, and I'm not going to. But like I said, these are tough times, man. It's like we have had 16 years of divide and conquer, where they've been trying to get everyone to disagree, argue, and hate each other along lines of race, gender, sexuality, any religion, anything they can come up with, man. They're trying to get us totally against each other. And so I really feel like this whole bent for a while, it's one thing to push for equality for women, which I am totally for. Like I've said many times, my mother, after my dad and my mom divorced, she raised me and my sister. She went to school full time, got her master's, while raising me and my sister. And then she went on to be one of the top people in data security in almost all male field, like 40 years. So my mom, way before most of the women today, my mom went in, kicked everybody's ass, rose to the top of her game, and did it by working hard, kicking ass, and outworking everybody. And that's where I got my work ethic from. Mom's always telling me, you have to outwork everyone. It's not good enough. And I appreciate that. And it's weird because like nowadays you can't constructively criticize anybody, male or female. Like trying to give anyone constructive criticism is damn near impossible, which is why I almost stopped. Whereas I love constructive criticism because I'm always looking to improve. It seems like nobody else has the emotional fortitude to say, hey, they're just talking about my work. I want to make it last. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that so that my mother is like my ultimate hero. My mother has always had my back. Nah, she hasn't coddled me by any means. I mean, the nickname for my mom is General Patton. She puts a boot in my ass 99% of the time. And she is tough, man. She's tougher than almost every guy I know. And so that is part of the reason I feel single. Like, my mom is super tough, super smart, super beautiful, super funny, super cool, super loyal. So I'm like trying, they say you're trying to find the woman like your mom or the man like your dad. And so if anyone ever tries to say, like, I don't respect women, or I don't love women, or I don't like women, that is totally false. Like, I love women. And, it's like that thing of, if I do get mad at women, it's because I'm upset. Because, during all this time where they're talking about how white males are horrible, I got to be honest. The last 20, 30 years, having a lot of sisters, friends, and just girls I've known or dated, how many times have you seen a girl go for the bad boy? Like the guy, and the term bad boy literally has totally changed the definition of the last 15 years. Where, like 10, 15 years ago, it was like a guy who rode a motorcycle, had a few tattoos, and didn't speak much. And now to me, it's like a super metrosexual guy who's like out making fun of everybody who doesn't work, and the girl totally takes care of him. And then he gets her pregnant and leaves. So, I've been disappointed that I don't know how many girls I've seen that like, wow, she was a wonderful woman, super smart, super funny, super cool, super loyal. And then she tied herself to this guy who was nowhere near her level. And so, like, when my heart gets broken like that, I'm just disappointed, And so it's only out of love and wanting the best for other people. Like I said, creative criticism that people have a hard time dealing with. So I'm saying, I love women. And I will talk to you people honestly that I am all for any consensual adults falling in love with each other. I'm never going to say anything negative, or whether they be gay or straight or transgender. Man, if two people are like, we love each other, we're going to treat each other well, we're going to try and build a future together, I fully support that. And a lot of Christians will be like, well, homosexuality is a sin. Like, yeah, well, coming from a divorced home, divorce is a big freaking sin too, from what I understand, if we're going by the same guidelines. And I do not recall 15 years of people mentioning or speaking from the bully pulpit with a bullhorn, or saying that, oh my God, divorce is so horrible. So there's been a pick and choose thing to this whole thing. And yes, I'm aware Jesus said, if you see a woman and you think sexual thoughts about her instantly, it's better to pluck that eye out, or you're deep shit. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm in deep shit, because my brain thinks in movies and pictures and images, and so yeah, sometimes I see women with my eyeballs, and I'm like, oh, my brain is like boom, and I'm like, stop it. I don't know, but so it's a rough road to navigate, and I know that some people, many times, if I include, like in this video, I've included pictures of really pretty cartoon superhero women and some super attractive Houston Texans cheerleaders. And people are like, I'm unsubbing, you're not a Christian, you showed pictures of beautiful women. I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't. I'm single. I don't have any children. Never been divorced. Still looking for my wife. I don't, if me having these, what I consider harmless crushes on, 5 women in the world, if that really rubs you the wrong way, I apologize. But God will judge, and at the end of the day, I think I'll be okay. And so I'm just rambling on about how, it's a weird world, man. And so if I had my choice, I'd just be like, whatever, just shut my balls off so I don't have to even think about women anymore, because it takes up like 30% of my brain power. I could be getting so much more work done if my brain wasn't thinking about women or wanting, desiring. And, to me, it's kind of unfair. I understand that we need to procreate and keep the species going, but man, the fact that, like, it's hardwired into my DNA for me to want a woman, it is just like, and sometimes it can be worse than hunger. Where, like, if you haven't eaten in a day and a half, and you're like, oh my God, I'm hungry, I'm crabby, I can't think, I gotta eat. And then you eat and you're like, holy shit, I feel way better. This is so great. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with like a woman. Like there's just this feeling you have as a man, like, oh my God, I have to kiss one for hours, and I'm just not gonna be able to, be sane until it happens. And then, it doesn't happen. So it's like a matter of insanity. And I'm super picky. Like to me, not only do I want what I consider just a woman who's just drop dead gorgeous, beautiful, but when I hit like 30, she had to be a super genius too. And not only super genius, but really driven at something. Like because I have this theory that if you are not really great at least one thing, you and I are probably not going to get along. You're going to, I don't know, you're just going to think I'm arrogant, or you're not going to like me, or you're not going to understand my weirdness. But if you have mastered one thing, then I think you will understand most of my idiosyncrasies way better, or understand me more, because I'm a weird guy. But I'm a good guy. And so, I guess that's what this video is about. Like, dude, I am a great guy. I'm funny. I'm cool. I'm nice. I'm kind. I'm considerate. I'm honorable. And dude, I feel totally lost in this world of finding a woman and dating. And, so like I said, I would shut it all. Like I would be like, yeah, dude, okay, yeah, I'll self-put my own balls in a mason jar. So I don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the biggest, fears in the world is never finding somebody. And so I don't know what to do. And I know that sometimes I get real focused in and sentimental about stuff. And this big, giant eclipse that's coming up, I'd love to have a great date, but I don't know. The more I want a woman, the more it's just harder or weird, or I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So I was just throwing this out there because especially on like Twitter and social media, I just see people bashing men again and again and again, and people bashing white men. And hey, I will take full responsibility for every white man ever, and I apologize for all the hate, the murder, the rape, the greed, the anger, the putting people down, the slavery, everything. I am sorry. I have done my absolute best to stay away from all that negative, dark karma crap, and the only thing I know how to do is lead by example. That's why, like, as opposed to evangelical Christianity, where people are like, believe in the Lord Jesus, believe in the Lord Jesus, accept the Lord Jesus as your Savior. I believe in Jesus Christ. He is my King of Kings. But I was raised Lutheran, and so I want to guide people through my lead, my actions. Hopefully I will be so cool. People are like, how did you get to be this way? Because, people can give advice, but they don't take it. So I see a lot of people talking about being a Christian and then not acting very Christian, or not being Christian-like at all. And so, I don't push it in people's face. I try to lead by example. I don't know, man, but the whole freaking world is falling apart, So I've done a shitty job. And if the world falls apart, I take blame. I should have been smarter, better 20 years ago and figured out how to avoid this. But man, I don't know, I never saw 9/11 coming, and then I just never saw them driving humanity into the ground with their boot heels, And I never saw the spirit of mankind being broken so fast in such a short period of time. So yeah, it's roundabout, it's just a Sunday THORnews ramble on about women. And just saying that I don't know what to do. I'm not how to approach it. And I don't know, being in a spot like I am, I guess I got 40,000 subscribers. That is weird enough as it is. you know? And so I don't want to be a creep. I don't want to be creepy. I just don't even know how to operate. And I would say, okay, I'll just stop talking to women altogether. You know, because all I do is get in trouble. And majority of the time, my intentions are great. And I don't know, you know. It's like now, technically, I'm communicating with 2 females total. And that enough is, holy crap, complicated. You know? People get mad so easily these days. Yeah, or offended, or I don't even know. So I'm just, I don't know, maybe you guys have advice. I know I'm hanging there. I don't have anything to do. And the fact that, you know, God has hardwired me to physically, mentally, and emotionally, literally feel like I need a woman in my life. I'm not gonna lose hope, but I don't know. Just at this point, it's like, okay, maybe I'll start to try and get back in when things aren't as weird and crazy, and that by being a male, I'm not inherently evil. Because most of my friends are great guys, really great guys. Like, literally, you could put them in the Avengers, the Astonishers, the Justice League. And that's the type of people I like to surround myself with. And so, you know, I don't know, it'd be nice to have another female in the group, but whatevs. And so, hey, maybe you can give me some wonderful advice. I know it's going to be like, stop looking or wanting, and then she'll show up. Or, you know, just work on yourself, and then just show up. Or whatever. I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But I just know that sick and tired of them trying to make Star-Lord's a eunuch. You know? That it's okay to love women. And it's okay to think they're beautiful and think physically, wow. You know, if she was my woman, I would like to kiss every single inch of that for hours. So, you know, they're just going to divide and conquer us and grind us down. So, I'm going to hang in there. I'm a survivor, and I'm a fighter. Though I've never hit a woman in my life. Though I have been hit by women several times. Like I said, I've had several girlfriends, many before. But the average is about a year. The longest relationship I've ever had is 4 years, and I've lived with 2 women. Like, live with 2 women. I don't know if I want to do that again. No, seriously, I have this weird phobia about it, especially about getting married. Because if you get married, like, okay, I pick you for life, you're my wife. And then they can just, boom, okay, no more sex for you. And then you don't get any more sex for the rest of your life. That is a horrible deal. And I met several dudes that has pretty much happened. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, anyway, I think I've said enough for this episode. And hey, if this makes you mad, that's okay. This is just how I feel. And I don't know if you remember, but we don't always have to agree on everything. And I don't think I've disrespected women or any woman here in any way today. And, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's a weird thing. Like, I have my 5 crush list, which is like the biggest insult to women ever. The fact that I think Katya Porosikansky is like the most beautiful woman on the planet. Super smart, super strong, super cool, and she just has this aura. You know, and I won't go down the other list, but I don't know, if I want to date a woman, that means she's, in my eyes, super beautiful, super smart. I really want a woman that's smarter than me. Strong, has a sense of humor. Like, to me, if I have a crush on you, it's like the biggest compliment of all time. Because out of like 3.5 billion women, I found like 5 that I would really like to date. You know? Anyway, I don't know. Just saying, so I don't know what to do. And I definitely don't want to revert back to like me when I was 19 and it's like, okay, I'm an asshole. That's cool. And then I kissed like every single girl. And a lot of them wanted to kiss me. I know, during the, I don't want to get into that, but I'm saying I've been, as I get older, I got way more respectful, way more honorable. And not that I was dishonorable. It was just like I took every opportunity I had. And that is definitely not me now. You know, I just wish I'd take opportunities. Anyway, I just want to say I love you guys. And this was I had to get off my chest because holy crap, I feel like I'm going to explode. Just, I don't even know. It's like, and I think people out there can possibly relate, you know? If you're single out there trying to date today, man or woman, it ain't easy. All right? And I do wonder at this point, who has stayed this long to listen to me ramble on for 26 minutes about me and women? That's another thing. There's another thing I don't like about groups. Because you notice, I don't make fun of individuals. I don't put individuals down. But yeah, I will square up against a giant organization, you know, and say, hey, giant organization, you're wrong. And that's my problem, is that, like, as a Christian, religion has been real judgy about sex and sexuality and homosexuals, you know? And it's like, dude, so you get the giant umbrella of religion going, you know, homosexuals are bad, or out of marriage, sex is bad. You know, it was all a sin. And so people don't talk about sex honestly or openly because they're going to get judged by everybody. So it's basically forcing everybody into this kind of like underground deviancy, because nobody can have an open, honest discussion about sex anywhere, because people are just going to judge and say, oh, I hate you, you're going to hell, or this or that. And so the more we have of that, the more we have giant groups just judging individuals, the more, you know, people are going to get weird and twisted in their sex lives. I ain't going to worry about it. I'm really vanilla. And that's why I say I don't watch porn. Never watch porn, because my imagination is so good. I can watch anything I want in my mind. I can make movies. I can put up 3 screens in my mind and watch them all at once. Sometimes that's great. Sometimes it's like, eh. Because like I said, especially the last 2 months when I'm having to watch like 7 billion people die in 18 different ways all day, every day, that drives me nuts. And it's real hard for me. Any of my friends that I've been trying to talk to, you know, none of them are hardcore THORnews fans. They're not watching my videos every day. And so whenever he's all small talking, I'm like, holy shit, people, everything's falling apart and you got your head in the sand. And so it's hard for me to kind of assimilate back into society. I guess that's my problem too. It's hard for me to get back into talking to normal people about normal stuff, because it's like, dude, none of this shit matters. Can we talk about the stuff that matters? If we don't talk about it and figure out how to fix it, it's all going to fall apart. Anyway. So, hey, I want to say that I do thank you for listening. And I'm wondering, has anybody... Oh, man. I wonder if I'll ever get to Snoopy dance again. That's a good omen, right? I wonder if anybody has stayed this far in this video. If you have, I dare you in the comments to tell me who your number one crush is. And like I said, harmlessly, it's just someone you think, wow, I would love to sit down and have a beer with that person. Like, I'll tell you 2 man crushes I have. One is Julian Casablancas, from lead singer of The Strokes. That dude is just cool, man. He just seems really cool to me. So if I could have a beer with him and run around town, looking at buildings and stuff, that would be great. I do not want to kiss him. Yeah, a hug would be great. I want to make it. I don't want to touch any of his naked body parts ever. But I got a man crush on him. Another one is Joe Gurman. That dude, I think he just retired, worked for NASA in Soho. He worked for 5 presidents. And anytime I would email him, he would email me back, and it was just a cool, badass dude. And people were like, oh my God, dance. No, this guy was cool, man. Like I said, it's like Hogwarts. You got your good people, and you got some people who are just in it for the paycheck. So, but because I'm not physically attracted to Brad and Joe, or Brad Pitt was another man crush. I know that dude. I write movies, and a lot of the movies I write for Brad. I think that dude is a badass. But like I said, I don't want to fool around with Julian, Brad, or Joe. I just have man crush. I just think they're great. But the thing is, like, if I got a man crush on a woman, I am attracted to women. So, if given the opportunity, hell yeah! I'm going to bury my face in their collarbone and smell them. But, like, I said, man, there's nothing I love more than waking up to a beautiful woman saying, I love you. Hell yeah, let's start the day. Anywho, I just want to say thank y'all. And if you did stay this long, go ahead and, if you're gutsy enough, tell me who your number one crush is. And like I was saying, it's not a disrespectful thing. It's just someone you think he's really great on the planet. You'd love to take him to dinner, and they just happen to be the gender that you are sexually attracted to. I like to see if we can do things here at THORnews, being cool and with honor. So try and stay cool and mature, or not mature, just respectful in the comments, please. Okay? Sounds cool, because I guess I'm just a big kid after all. Anyway, peace out. And I'm sorry if it's offended you, but I would guess you didn't stay that long. Anyway, love you guys. And talk to y'all soon. Peace out. God bless everyone.